Today we're going to be doing legs, mostly the interior side. We're going to be doing some squatting with the barbell. We'll also use some dumbbells and a kettlebell to kind of show you various ways. Um, we'll be doing some lunges and some jumping techniques. So I've already stretched out. We can go over a video of that another time of what you want to stretch out before you warm up. If you have some kind of cardio, maybe a small run or a jog or spin bike, something like that, to get your blood flowing in your body. We've already stretched out, so I'm just going to go right into the barbell here. I like to start with no weights at all. I'm going to go place it nice between our traps and our shoulders here. Bring it back. Now, your stance depends on your body type, really, and how you feel comfortable. Ideally, you want your two toes, your big toe and your secondary toe, lined up with your knees in this straight position. Now, some people tend to curve them outwards a bit more, and that's kind of my position as well. I feel more comfortable when I'm slightly curved out more. And then you've got a squat stance, which is a wider stance. A sumo stance, which is a wider stance. Whatever's comfortable for you, you might want to fiddle around with it without any weight at all and find what's comfortable. Today we're going to stand relatively neutral. So we've got the barbell here, we're leaning on our back, just the top part of our traps here. We're just holding it. And we're going to suck in that stomach, bring that core nice and tight, and drop. I like to say drop our butt to the floor, and our knees are going to kind of protrude out. Keep that chest nice and high and forward. As comfortably low as you can go, ideally 90 degrees. So what I mean by that is your glutes, your buttocks and your knees are about 90 degrees. And then you're going to push off the floor. So from here, we've got our movement. If you can't get the movement down, maybe the bar is too heavy for you, or you don't have a bar at all. But a good way to practice is to grab a bench. If you don't have a bench, that's fine. A chair works. Something that's not too low to the ground, but also not too high. So I'll show you two different things you can do. So again, it depends on your body type, how tall you are, how short you are, what's going to be ideal for you. But you can stand in front of your bench, take a half step out. You can use your arms for a level. You want to keep your arms straight. You don't want to be moving them. So this will give you a good idea if you're doing it right. Again, chest is up, bring that stomach in, dip down to your seated position, press up. Nice and slow down. So once you're down here, you're pushing your feet into the ground. So you should feel it in your quads, not your back. You're not thrusting, you're just pressing those feet into the ground. So again, if you have a chair, make sure it's a sturdy chair. This one's not that sturdy, but same idea. Come down. You don't want to fully sit. You're just resting your buttocks right on it, and press up. And again, this works if you don't, if you want to practice your squats, you don't have a chair or a bench, a couch. Again, they're more a cushion, but just to get that where you feel the pressure of where your butt can hit something. A yoga ball works too. work on your stance first. Also, you want to build your stabilizers in your legs. You want that movement before you start adding weight. If you're not experienced and the barbell is too heavy for you. So, see, we've mastered our positioning. We've gotten our squats, our movement with just our body weight. Feels good, but this is still a little too heavy. Maybe we're a tiny frame person, or we're just starting out and this barbell is too heavy. And when I started out, this was too heavy for me to do a lot of things, actually. Even like bench pressing, I struggled. This is a 45-pound bar. I was a very tiny person when I started out at this point 11 years ago, and I couldn't even bench press this. As embarrassing as that is, not all of us take paths that leads to building strength in life. So you got to start somewhere. So we're starting out, and we've done our body weight, but now we want to build some muscle. Add some weight. So a kettlebell works well. Dumbbells. You could even use something. Again, if you want to start out, a medicine ball or a slam ball. This is a slam ball. It's full of sand. It's meant to shift, but you can hold it. So this is just a 12-pounder. What you can do is you can hold it, bring it right into your chest here, get your position, and just hold it nice and close. And begin your squats. And if that's too easy, you can get up to your kettlebells or dumbbells. I'll grab some dumbbells to show you first. So we have just 10 pounds here each. And just keep them in a neutral position here. And all you're doing is holding them enough to hold the dumbbells. You don't need to fully grip them. Don't bring them up. Just hold them by your side here. And dip that chest. Okay. So a good thing too is if you're say working out at home and you're able to, when you're doing squats, I like to have a point of reference, something to look at, something I can make eye contact with to help me with my balance. So if you're doing your squat and you're looking towards the ground, for example, you're tend to more likely bend forward. So you want to find something, a point in the ground on your wall, or if say if the gym, maybe there's a mark on the wall or a tile that you can look up. Now you can't see it here. It's right behind my squat rack. I actually have a sticker that I put there for the specific reason of squatting, because my squats were really off balance for a while. But what I do is I stare at that sticker. Now, the sticker is about, I'd say about 2 inches from where my bar is. So when I stare at that sticker the entire time, my eyes are following it. And when I come up, it's just about eye level. It's here right on my nose. And I come up and I can still, I still have to look a little up, but I make contact with that the whole time. So that was always a good trick that I learned to help me with my balance doing squats. Okay, so we've showed off the barbell, we've showed off no weight, we've showed off one method of dumbbells. Now here's another method that I like quite a bit, a little more advanced. So if you bring your dumbbells up here on your shoulders, bring that core in, And what this is doing is you're holding your nice position, your frame. So you're balancing not just the weights, but the weights are now above you, so they're adding the weight essentially to the top of your body when you're coming down. Whereas below, you're just kind of holding the weight here. Where now your weight is top heavy. I really like working that exercise, but I haven't done it in a long time actually. And then we've got kettlebells. So I love kettlebells. They're universal. You can use them pretty much with every exercise. They're nice and handy. I'll show you two techniques that I use when doing squatting for kettlebells. So you've got on the floor starting. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down to a squat, pick it up, bring that squat down, so it's almost touching the ground. Again, depending how tall you are or your limbs, how long they are, but you don't want to rest it on the ground. I just like to start from a down position. Okay, so there's this method, and then there's a little more advanced, which I like to hold it by the handles, the base of the handles, and again, bring it right to me. And this is going to work your arms, you're holding it, as well as your frame again, because now you've got this loose weight in front of you. And if this is too hard, you can actually just place the weight nice and close to your chest here. So those are a couple techniques to do squatting. We've got dumbbells, we've got a kettlebell, we've got no weight, and we've got the bar. All that's going to depend on your athletic level. But jumping techniques are great because we're using our body weight and we're building, we're pumping with our heart here. So we're building the cardio, we're using our body weight, and overall it's just great because we work our legs, get the calves, right? We get the hamstrings, we get the glutes, the quads, the hamstrings, the calves, and then we work our feet. So simple, let's start out. Again, nice and neutral. We're going to bring knee 90 degrees and down. So this is called a knee high. Now this might not look like a jumping technique. We'll get there. So you want to get yourself comfortable with the standing, the balance of the one leg, and bringing that up nice and high. Now again, depending on your athletic level, you might only be able to get it up here first. We work on the flexibility, you'll eventually get it up nice and high. Okay, so once you do that, add some speed to it. And again, you want to keep your body a nice neutral stance. You don't want to be kind of leaning like this. So then we work the other leg. And again, this is you're going to work your balance. You might have one shaky leg, one really stiff leg. I tend to have a lot easier time balancing on my left than my right. So we get nice and high knee. Now what I want is, as you bring your knee up, you're going to tuck your toe in, almost in this ballet stance, and slightly bring it back. Okay? So, and what this is simulating is actually, when you run, this is how our body is meant to move. It's this nice fluid motion. So just get warmed up, and then what you're going to do is literally just bounce off your toe. So as you bring your knee up, tuck your toe, hop. Start from here. And again, you don't need to hop high. You don't want to, throw yourself to the roof. But just work on one leg at a time and landing. Okay, so again, we start from basics, knee high, bring that toe in for balance, and a simple hop. And then we go into the full movement of hop, 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 hop. So you notice I'm bouncing essentially twice. I'm landing, bouncing, up, bouncing, right? So why I showed you this technique is because when you land, you want the front part of your foot to land. You don't want to land full heel first or flat-footed. You want the front part of your toe, right, to absorb the balance. So what I'm doing is I'm coming up, I'm landing, and my toe's coming down, my heel's coming down, and I'm hopping again to bring the next one up, right? So, and then when you get it in to a nice fluid motion, right, then you go one at a time. But you're landing on your toes the whole time. So these are knee highs. Very good cardio exercise, and you're just using your body weight for it. Okay, so again, there's different ranges of fitness level in there, starting from beginner. If you're someone who is struggling to breathe, or maybe you don't have, you have a lot of excess weight where it's hard on your joints to jump, start off nice and simple, add a tiny hop, and eventually get to that running on the spot, essentially. Okay, so those are knee highs. Butt kicks, exact same idea. Leg, instead of going forward, it's kind of bringing it back. So with butt kicks, there's a misconception. A lot of people do this. And you know, not that this is necessarily going to hinder your, you know, you're still kind of working your hamstrings as you bring it back. But a true butt kick is you want to bring that knee up again and the heel to your butt. So this is a proper butt kick. Show you over here. So same kind of idea as the knee high, instead of our leg being straight, we're bringing that heel right back. Okay? So standing, we get to this position. Okay, we've mastered the standing, we've got our balance good. Then we add a little hop with a little cadence in there, a little rhythm. And then we go full. So these are butt kicks. Again, another running technique, another nice warm up. So we've got our knee highs, our butt kicks, jumping jacks. Most people know jumping jacks. We all did them in elementary school, whether we did them right or not. I like to do my jumping jack. It's when I jump out, I have my knees a little forward, almost like a mini squat. If I bring my arms, I like to essentially say I'm working the back. I like to have a nice wide stretch stance and I come up. Instead of doing this clapping motion or waving my arms, I like to have them nice and stiff where I come almost like I'm doing a lateral pull. So bring the legs out, in. Again, a lot of people will have this kind of floppy stance, their jumping jack, and yes, you're going to raise your heart rate, and yes, you're still doing something, but you want a nice deep, ideally. If you're going to do something, do it 100, you want to do it right. Just say doing this, yeah, you're expending way more energy than you need to get the results. So you want a nice, I like to do again, nice tight. You don't need to do it, you can do the open clap, but still bringing your shoulder blades nice and wide. Okay, so, let's see. I'll have to do it back here because I got a light here. But yeah, so a nice bounce. I get a nice little mini squat. My arms, and as I come back up, I flex the back. And I'm bouncing off my toes. Yeah, toes are very important. We don't want to land flat feet. You know, you want our toes. That's where we work our speed and agility, as well as the strength in our toes. So if you're someone like me, I have developed a anterior pelvic tilt, which means that my pelvis actually tilts forward a bit. And there's many causes why, but a lot of sitting, being idle, has kind of made me do this. Wearing athletic shoes a lot, where they add extra heel, you know, so your heel is getting always worked out, and the front of your toes are never really truly touching the ground. So that's what a really good way is. We got to remember, as humans, how our body's designed. We're not meant to have shoes, right? We're meant to bounce off our toes. So this nice fluid motion. And again, you can get some speed in here once you're nice and comfortable with it. Remember to breathe. We get that nice smooth up and down neutral. Kind of rest on our heel and bring it up as comfortably as you can. And then neutral, slight bend, down, and rest. Up, slight bend down, and rest. So this is the motion. One-legged squat or a pistol squat. Ideally, pistol squats, you don't have anything and you're coming quite low. I cannot master the pistol squat yet. As you can still see, my balance is very shaky. So, come up, nice and slowing it down, up, nice and slowing it down. So again, this is a more advanced movement. You're isolating each quad and the glute as you come up and down. So if you have a muscle imbalance on one side, this is a good way to work on. As you can see, I'm having a hard time with my left ear. And usually that's the leg I'm good with. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please hit that like button and subscribe for more content.